Messiah who is God. Awake, O sword, against him who is the shepherd. Strike the shepherd, it says, and the sheep will be scattered. Here it speaks of a shepherd, the shepherd, equal to God, being struck down. And what happens when a shepherd is killed? If a shepherd's killed, then the sheep have no shepherd. What do the sheep do? They scatter. What happened to Israel after Messiah? The Jewish people became like a sheep without a shepherd and scattered to the ends of the world. Amazingly, because this scripture itself is quoted by Messiah. Matthew 26, verse 31, he says, Then Yeshua, Jesus, said to them, all of you, this is the night where he's about to go to the cross, you'll all stumble because of me this night, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered. Messiah is linking his death to this prophecy in Zechariah, that the disciples will be scattered. That's exactly what happened. As he was struck, as he was taken, the disciples were scattered. But the prophecy is even bigger than that, because what it's saying is when the shepherd is struck down, the whole nation of Israel is going to be scattered. So here it's a profound thing that Messiah being struck down is linked, and being separated from his flock is linked not only to the disciples running, but the entire Jewish people being scattered to the ends of the world. And that's exactly what happened 30 AD. Around there comes the crucifixion. 70 AD comes the destruction of Israel. And the writings of the rabbis link the two dates together when they speak of this, that signs of judgment started to take place around 30 AD that would ultimately lead to what happened in 70 AD with the destruction of the land. So what happened in the last 2,000 years, one of the most amazing proofs of Messiah, is the Jewish people themselves. For the last 2,000 years, the Jewish people, more than any people on earth, the flock of Israel, which God says in the Bible, that's my flock, have wandered the earth exactly like sheep without a shepherd. Just like a sheep without a shepherd. No unity, dispersed, no protection, no security, no leading, no providing. For 2,000 years, like lambs, what happens to a flock that wanders without a shepherd? It gets attacked by the wolves. What has happened for the last 2,000 years with the Jewish people? That's what's happened. That is the key behind Jewish history. It is screaming out, it is calling out, it's crying out in testimony that there is a shepherd who's missing. That Messiah is the shepherd. No accident that he just happened to come just to the beginning and said, I'm the good shepherd. Without me, you're going to be lost. So here itself, what a powerful witness this is. And it shows you what it is to be with Messiah or to be without Messiah. Without Messiah, all of us are like wandering sheep. The Jewish people are just a sign to the world about how everybody is. They're God's sign. But now let me show you what happens after that. From the prophet, the same prophet where you heard the prophecy of dry bones, Ezekiel 34, just a little bit before that. Listen, verse 5. So they were scattered because there was no shepherd. And when they were scattered, they became food for all the wild animals. This is talking about prophecy of Jewish history. My sheep, says God. He still calls them my sheep, even though he said, right now I am finished. He's never really finished. But my sheep wandered over all the mountains, on every high hill. They were scattered across the entire earth. Nobody searched for them or looked for them. Therefore, you shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. As surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, because my flock lacks a shepherd and so has been plundered and has become food for all the wild animals, and because my shepherds did not search for my flock, but cared for themselves rather than for my flock, therefore, O shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. And he's talking about those teachers, those leaders of Israel who did not shepherd This is what the sovereign Lord says, I'm against the shepherds. I will hold them accountable for my flock. I will remove them from tending the flock so that the shepherds can no longer feed themselves. I will rescue my flock from their mouths, and it will no longer be food for them. For this is what the sovereign Lord says, I myself will search for my sheep and look after them. As a shepherd looks after his scattered flock when he is with them, so I will look after my sheep. I will rescue them from all the places where they were scattered on a day of clouds and darkness. Think of the Holocaust. I will bring them out from the nations and gather them from the countries. I will bring them into their own land. I will pasture them on the mountains of Israel and in the ravines and in all the settlements of the land. I will tend them in a good pasture, and the mountain heights of Israel will be their grazing land. They will lie down in good grazing land. They will feed in a rich pasture on the mountains of Israel. I myself will tend my sheep and have them lie down, declares the sovereign Lord. I will search for the lost and bring back the straying. I will bind up the injured. I will strengthen the weak. But the sleek and the strong I'll destroy. I will shepherd the flock with justice. Wow. And we read in Jeremiah, it says, when it talks about Jeremiah 30 and 31, talks about the scattering of the Jewish people, and then in the day when God brings them back, it says, he who scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd keeps his flock. He is the shepherd of Israel. You want another fact, another witness of the reality of God is that. We have witnessed this happen in the 20th century. Something that goes against the laws of history. God brought the Jewish people back from the ends of the earth to the land of Israel. And he said it 2,000 years before. I will do it, and it will be the act of a shepherd gathering his flock. You want to see the reality of your shepherd? Look at what he did with Israel. He gathered them back. That's the same shepherd who's your shepherd. As a broken, wounded flock, I will gather them back, and I will keep them in their land. And it's not just that it's the God of Israel speaking, which it is, but it means it's the Messiah of Israel speaking, because he's the shepherd. He's the shepherd. He said, I'm the shepherd. So when you look at the rebirth of Israel, it's not just general God, it is, but it's Messiah who gathered them back.